Hello and welcome back to Live Defense Force. I'm gonna switch to the AFST because I need, there's gonna be flying shits and we have to take them out, and I think this does them in one shot because it's over 100 damage. We'll see.
This is HQ. Commence attack.
Oh shit. Come on, reverse. Can you not? I don't think this can really go in reverse. What are the other enemies? They're, Hectors. Well, okay, let's move towards the Hectors first. Though I don't know if we'll be able to, because, yeah. The damage from the, flying enemies really starts to add up if you're, a big target. Okay, well, I'll try to take that one out. I'll stop when I'm at, like, 200 health. Shit. Shit. They're gonna blow up the tank, aren't they? Okay, does my theory work? Yes! One shot, one kill. Okay. This is like a fucking autocannon, Jesus. Okay. It is genuinely like 100 damage per shot, so it does add up. What a great power boost, honestly. We'll try to leave the Hectors. Actually, no, we can't really leave them, considering there's one of them right over there. By the way, you can see how, like, when you shoot them, it messes up the firing arcs. These are, like, the small things which really contribute to, your effectiveness in a game like EDF, right? Like, it's not about just shooting at the enemy or whatever. There's actual strategy in how you handle them, how you approach them. Because, you know, if you have a powerful weapon that does a lot of knockback, you can essentially stop an enemy that would otherwise absolutely body you from hurting you at all. Purely because they can barely target, you know, you because the bullets are so strong. They're genuinely, you know, getting knocked about. Because, yeah, I know, like, video games don't do a good job of portraying this usually, but, when you're shot, you all kind of bounce back. Like, especially with the... Especially if it's like a fucking tank shell, though,
This is HQ to all troops. The next wave of enemies are approaching. Get ready for battle.
Okay, so now it's gonna be flying shits over there and artilleries from the... we should move the tank now. Come on. Oh. Well, that's a mistake. Will I pay daily for it? Stick around and find out. Yeah, I remember mentioning creepypastas in the last video. I actually thought about... I don't know much about creepypastas. I know, like, some of their names, but past, like, the few ones that I've, you know, that are basically memes these days, like Jeff, I don't know about most of them. And so I thought it'd be a funny bit to just make a video where I'm just making a tier list, where it's basically me just coming off of Wikipedia and trying to intuit, like, how hard they would go. With, one of the criteria being, like, them versus, like, if it's something like Jeff the Killer, or, like, Slenderman, or Sonic.exe, or, you know, like, a physical type entity, which in its world can, like, kill people. The question would be, can it win a fight 1v1 versus Freddy Fazbear? Because that's, like, the level of power that, if you're a creepypasta, you know, if you're a creepypasta worth your weight in, questionable white substances. If you're actually a creepypasta that's actually powerful, you're gonna have to be able to like beat up Freddy Fazbear, you know? 'Cause he's Freddy Fazbear. I find it kind of interesting that so none of the FNAF games really have very good like jump scare sort of art direction, but I feel like FNAF 2 kind of hits the nail on its head, like hits the nail on the head and then misses the point entirely. Because I've never been into the FNAF games because I've never found them that particularly interesting. But what I find interesting specifically in FNAF 2 is so you have the scene where like Withered Freddy is staring at you, right? When you're in the office, right in front of you. And you can just see this hulking, like, 2-point-something meter colossus made of like 500 pounds of steel staring down, like, at your heart. And it's like, dear God, that is... Like, that is the scary thing about FNAF, right? It isn't... Oh, spooky, scary, the souls of the children are in the animatronics. You know, oh my god, it's a scary ghost! It's a ghost! No, it's... The massive animatronic is, like... You know, it's the massive animatronic that's going to fucking take a bite out of your frontal lobe. Like, that's the scary part. It's, big robot. Shit. We have to go up to collect the armor that dropped. Anyways, yeah. That's my take. And I feel like a lot of the enemy, like a lot of the creepypastas would be kind of shitty. But that's because a lot of them were written by children, so yeah. One of my favorite things that I would have to say, like the entire reason why I want to make it is, this is genuinely, because I wanna just kinda wanna make fun of them. Which then begs the question of where would some of them be? Like, I feel like I have to deduct a few points for Slenderman for being responsible for, like, a person nearly getting murdered in real life. Surely that lowers your score, right? Like, there's that. Then there's Jeff the Killer having his own tier along with Sonic EXE, because I feel like having memes in their own tier, like, so bad it's good, it should be, you know, its own category. I don't know. Because most of the creepypastas aren't very scary. One of my favorites has to be the, like, time-traveling gas station one. Or, like, the time loop gas station one, if you know about that one. It's, I guess, less of a creepypasta and more of just a normal sort of scary story, but it's, well, a lot of it is, like, the ending is great. I feel like there's, it's not perfect, definitely, but I feel like a lot of it is really well done. The main thing is, though, I don't know, I feel like this is the mascot horror, like, ification of creepypastas, right? Because I feel like, you know, when it's the Jeff the Killer thing, it's, oh, it's Jeff. When it's a Freddy Fazbear thing, it's Freddy I guess he's not a creepypasta, but you know what I mean. It's different to when the creepy story's creepiness is actually its own story. Like, that one story about the deer going insane in, like, the Siberian wilderness. Which is actually something I have... Oh, shit. Adapted into my own thing that I was working on, and then kind of abandoned it because I also did not know how to end it. Or I guess I made an ending, but the ending was really unsatisfying. Because it's a Silent Hill thing, right? Spoilers for Silent Hill. Not any of the games specifically, more like the general plot of the entire series as a whole. So there's a cult. But also the place is haunted, but also there's a cult. And if there's one thing that's been consistently inconsistent within the series, it's, you know, it's the question of, is everything haunted because of the actions of the cult, or is the cult just kind of there? Because if you played Silent Hill 2 first, like I did, it is very hard to intuit that anything going on, like anything supernatural, is there happening, you know, it's not happening intentionally, you know? Things happening to James feel like a sort of force of nature causing, I guess, oh yeah, also, I guess now I'm gonna spoil everything, sorry. Like, things kind of feel like, sort of a force of nature, sort of half punishing James for trying to escape his, you know, and forget about, I guess, you know, it basically tries to fight James. His inner guilt turns into that, like, his genuine love and frustration with his, like, with Maria turns into a real person because the town has the power to basically, like, create things out of emotion, and they're only there for as long as they're needed. There's so much to the lore. And then you have, like, Silent Hill, like, you have the cult Silent Hill, where there's a cult trying to bring an evil god there. Like, basically trying to, something like that. But the problem is, you know, in Silent Hill 2, it's really interesting reading about how, like, the entire town was basically, like, there was so much bad stuff which happened in the history of the game. Oh, do we use this? Impossible to reload on the battlefield. Yeah, we're not gonna be using that, I'm sorry. But yeah, you know, like, the cult stuff is basically not even there. The town was fucked up. They often, like, hung people for no reason. They were, like, you know, they did a lot of wrong stuff. A lot of people died in tragedies. And basically, it's kind of implied, at least in, you know, Silent Hill 2, that if you played it without any idea, you would assume that all of this kind of, like, misery, sadness, all of this, like, basically because so much wrong happened in this one place, called, like, in the little town called Silent Hill, all of this sadness sort of manifested itself as you know, the current evil that is going on over there. And you know, therein lies the question of what is, you know, there to say? If we go with the cult idea, right, like, you know, because if you would imagine if you're making your own story, right, if we would transition to that a little bit, I feel like it's infinitely less, to me, right, it is infinitely less interesting if it's a cult versus if it's, you know, just an act of nature. I feel like this is why Resident Evil's story has always been a lot more about the, like, aura and hype moments versus, you know, the actual lore, the actual fear of it. Because a thing with psychological horror, with, in my opinion, comes from there being something which, you know, in Silent Hill 2, right? This town, when there's absolutely no, like, where the town feels basically natural, you know, it feels like, oh, the way the town is how it's always been. Where the fuck are the... Yeah, they're on the ground? Oh, are they behind here? Okay, we have backup. Oh, yeah. They're in here. My point of this is more like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, when it feels natural, when it feels like this thing works in its own sort of natural way, it kind of becomes a lot scarier than if it's just a cult. Because cults have goals. Cults have rules. Cults can be understood. If there's an evil cult who... I remember, like... There was... I forget who said this, and that annoys me, but... there was this explanation for why in media you are, like, the two most common, like, horror tropes are that there's either, like, a monster or, like, you know, a monster slash force of nature, and, like, a evil super genius entity, like an alien or a computer, something like that. And it is because, like, whenever the actual monster is sort of too... If it feels like it's very human, it will end up not feeling as good. Because, like, a monster is by its very nature, you know, animalistic, unpredictable. It's so basic, you know, on a mental level, that it, you know, it's very difficult to understand why it does the thing it does, you know, like a wild animal, like, especially, like, you know, something with rabies or whatever, right? It will, even if it's deadly to it, you know, an animal that's infected with something like rabies may decide to attack someone just to infect it, because that's how rabies fucking works. You know, it's genuinely scary, and in a similar way, a super genius, like evil mastermind, its intentions are beyond our comprehension because they're so far above in terms of intelligence compared to us. In both cases, they are, like, super... Like, in both cases, you can't really predict that. But with cults, like, the fear factor comes from, like, sure, it still exists, but it comes from, like, you know, for instance, oh, they're listening to the evil god thing that's, you know, lying to them or whatever, because every single time, in every single cult story, the evil god creature that is promising you infinite power if you bring it into the world is evil and will eat you alive. Like, I feel like you lose a lot more from having the cult be there than what you gain from the ability to use the cult. I guess it depends, you know? I think I would have to do more research into the actual lore of the Silent Hill games, which I haven't done because that would require me to spoil myself on a series that is best experienced, you know, without spoilers, which is also kind of impossible these days, but it is what it is. It can be done, and it will be done by me, at least. So yeah, the problem I feel is, like, with Silent Hill 2 specifically, I feel like, I guess the Silent Hill series, I think an interesting dynamic could be... Oh, you gotta be shitting me. That the town itself is haunted, you know, by sort of supernatural force, and that maybe what I'm saying is how the story is laid out. If that's the case, then I'm being an idiot, I'm sorry. But, like, I think an interesting way you could keep all of this functional is if, basically if the humans were, in fact, you know, the humans there are basically the ones who have already sort of figured out how the town works, if that makes sense, you know? If the cult of the town isn't all about, you know, the cult of the town is more like, oh yeah, or like, you know, we've been here ever since the town went to shit and there are monsters everywhere, but, you know, eventually, you know, some people, instead of moving, like, you know, basically like the Cthulhuan sort of thing where they've actually, quote-unquote, you know, figured out why the monsters are the way they are. And then, like, you know, that's how they discovered that there's this god that wants to come in, and then...
Choose your weapons. You may
because they have gone insane, they think it's a good idea. I don't know. I would have to do more research, because it is genuinely so interesting.
Select a mission.
But once more, I don't know.
Select a difficulty. Initiating operation.
It's one of those things, I guess, where it is what it is. Also, yeah, on this one you get surrounded. I think the best strategy is enter one of the holes. Yeah, shotguns are genuinely kind of good here, or specifically, any weapon that can penetrate enemies is really good. That's why rocket launchers are kind of good in these enclosed spaces, basically. Because the enemy will have to bunch themselves up, and then you can just hear with the noise, with how many enemies get blown up in a single hit. Sadly, though, you can also get stuck in both in the blast radius and on the corpses of the fallen enemies, which is a bit of a problem. Shit. Is that a red one? Oh, there are red spiders. Oh. Yeah, the red ones are going to be a bit more of an issue. So what I'll have to do is once more retreat into the cave and begin firing. Is this it for the red ones? I think it may be. Yeah, I think it is. I think one of the worst decisions you could do for an EDF game is to make not the vehicle ammo limited, but to make the, like, personnel ammo limited, because, you know... God, that'd be horrible. That was one of the first things which I, like, noticed when I was playing the game. Like, the first time I played an EDF game, I was like, oh god, these things have such low ammo, where's the backup ammo? Because I thought to myself, oh yeah, 120 out of 120, that means I only have, like, one mag and one backup mag. And then, I very quickly realized, nope, in fact.
Select a stage.
Oh yeah, Descent 4 is basically another sort of boss-ish stage.
Select a mission. Initiating operations.
So I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's say
we had to sacrifice a lot of men to do it, but
there's
we've
grass
successfully
here.
infiltrated into the deepest area of the nest. Once we arrive there, we can put an end to these aliens once and for all. Troops, don't give up. Keep fighting.
Thanks for coming.
There's always a large bug. Let's put it that way.
This is HQ. Ranger 9 is securing the cave ahead of you. Join forces with them.
Come on.
I need ammo. Give me some. All right, leave it to me.
I kind of hate the sort of main showpiece of this stage because it's, well, you'll see. Conserve your health. That's what I'm gonna recommend. So, where are we going? There's an enemy over there that's still alive. Okay. Yeah, if things get really bad, don't be too afraid to run back for any health kits you've left behind, because, you'll be thankful they don't, like, despawn after enough time. This is because...
This is Ranger 18. We see a huge group of giant bugs. We won't be able to take them down on our own.
Yeah. Basically...
Ranger 18, hold your position there.
So, you know the attack where, like, they spray acid at you from their ass? There's a giant ant with wings that will fire a massive cloud of shit at you, and it's very damaging. I assume there's a way to fight it that isn't just tanking, but what I do is... And it bounces off the walls as well, so what can happen is if you're in a small hallway, you just see, like, brown smoke start filling the hallway. I guess orange smoke, but, you know, it's, a mildly disgusting mental image, but it is kind of funny if you, it depends on if you find, like, that when Bowser gets funny or not.
We're sending reinforcements your way. Hold your ground.
And, I am sorry to disappoint, but I'm one of the people who does kind of find it funny. It is kind of like a sense of humor thing, right?
Looks like there's a large group of bugs up ahead. We can't handle it.
I guess. I don't know. Come on, there's a...
Copy that. We'll send Ranger 20
Ow!
your way.
That was a mistake. Hey guys, we have to conserve our ammo. Not conserve our ammo, sorry, conserve our health. Explodes. Bottom's over there, yeah.
We spotted some bugs here. Requesting backup.
See what I mean?
Copy that.
They're shooting at each other from behind the fucking wall.
Storm 5, get to Ranger 6's location immediately.
Finally.
I feel like a mole or something.
This is Ranger 26. Our leader is down. Ranger 26, join forces with Storm 1. Ranger 26, roger that.
Oh, this is where... This
Storm
is...
1, Ranger 26 is just ahead of you. Join up with them.
Wait. Is this the area where shit hits the fan?
This is Ranger 29. We've spotted a large group of bugs. Initiating combat.
No, 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 no. It's later. It's later. It's later. This is still normal fighting. Oh, shit. Out of the way.
There's so many of them. Coming like a black tidal wave. We've got to do something. Quick!
Ah, you'll be fine. Stop being a baby.
Reinforcements to
Like,
arrive.
dude,
Begin.
they're just spiders. I remember I was screaming EDF3 into a Discord call one time, and one of the people there saw that and was immediately so... I guess, yeah, I don't know. Because I don't like spiders at all. I find them really creepy and horrifying. But I guess I'm not particularly disgusted at the sight of video game spiders.
Copy that. Damn it. Storm 4, kill all the aliens in that area. Storm 4, roger that.
Hello. Okay. Now, let's see. I believe this is going to... Sorry.
Storm 4, it's a trap. We're surrounded by a whole bunch of these bugs.
Me casually having to reload by, I'm thinking it's my mag. Is this the final approach?
Storm 4, do you copy? I repeat.
I think so. Yeah, by the way, this is how they block off. They only have, like, they don't have that many levels, so they just have a shitload of caves as one big level. They open and close random pieces too, depending on which level they're in.
We've spotted a
Oh,
large
yeah.
opening and are preparing to enter it.
Oh, yeah, I think this... No!
This is Ranger 3. We've just found the Queen. She's
Hey.
enormous. And she's coming this way.
I will see soon enough if this is the part I'm thinking of or not. Shit, why you don't go so close up front.
22. We've got several injured. I don't know our current location. We need backup right away.
No, that's not the location.
Ranger 22. Roger that.
The level keeps going on.
Ranger 22 needs backup right away.
Yeah, the issue with this level is there's so much foreplay before the boss, basically.
Immediately.
Get out of the way. Yeah,
Ranger 8. We've arrived at the deepest part of the nest.
that is the final
The Queen
portion.
who waits inside is extremely powerful. It's too dangerous to try and fight it alone. Wait for Storm 1. They're on the radio position as we speak. Roger that. We'll wait for Storm 1 and team up with them. Storm
Yeah,
5,
that is
get
the
to
final
Ranger 24's
one.
location
Okay.
right away. Storm 5, do you copy? Ranger 24 needs backup. Storm 5.
Looks like we're the only ones that made it this far.
Oi,
Go in there and get the Queen.
come on, go with me. I don't know how their AI works. That's the annoying part. I know there's, they made it kind of obvious in EDF4 if they're, like, allied, or, like, if they're following you or not.
Do you
In
copy?
EDF3, not so much.
Storm 3, come in. Do you copy, Storm 3?
Okay.
Ranger 31, do you copy?
We're gonna have to be a little bit careful because... basically, we're trying to not... I feel like the moment that the two guys in the Queen area die, we're gonna start getting the big corrosive orange clouds. Yeah, I mean, this is these are the clouds. Oh fuck! Okay, that was horrible. They would have all died soon anyway. Oh my god. I can't see in front of me! What the fuck? Elf is here. Guys, am I gonna die here? I think I may be dead. I think I am genuinely dead. I think I'm genuinely fucking dead. This happened before. Whew! Ah, fuck it. I'm heading back to heal. You see that? There's a little thing about his head. Hmm. Yo, that's what I thought, and then they nearly fucking... I guess it's not a one-shot, but, yeah. God, I hate those enemies. It's just around the corner, it's fine. We'll be fine. Hmm. Okay, some of the bugs are finding their way towards us, which is gonna be good. This is because this... Yeah, this ain't gonna be enough for healing. For a full heal, at least. Man. Actually, I think it was good we went in there, because we actually killed quite a few of them, and we have more health now than what we had before. So, it's whatever. And yeah, like, the one guy that's still not dead will go in and die. And sadly, I'm pretty sure I'm the one responsible for all of the deaths. Well, not all of them, but most of them, because for some reason, my rocket launcher, which I fired, not at the ground, somehow clipped into something and exploded in my face multiple times in a row. Or maybe the opening is just kind of small. I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, once you walk into here, I should be avoiding? Shit. Okay, yeah, you see those two ginormous bugs? So once you actually make it in, your job is gonna be trying to kill them. And you're gonna wanna, like, you know, obviously avoid these guys, but the main targets... We got one. We got both? Okay. I think maybe the reason why they were firing so much goo at us was because... Oh, great. Now you're taunting me, game. It's because we fired two, like, we just fired a bunch of shots into them. And obviously they get more aggro if you keep shooting at them, so, or I guess there's an attention... The game tells them, like, attention, you're being shot at. You better shoot back. They sure as hell shot back. Now, wait for the enemy to come to me. Shit. I'm trying to... Yes!
The nest has been successfully destroyed.
Oh, damn it, we're gonna...
accomplished. I can't believe we had to lose this many men to do it, though. We paid a big price for success today.
Yeah, and, most of the people who died were because of my own incompetence. Happens. Anyways, oh, we got the AF-16! So AF-16, from 17, you know, everything else is the same, but it goes up to 25. Sadly, no new Stingrays. That's gonna be it for this episode. See you next time!
Select your weapons before
Goodbye.
deployment. You can carry